Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I have my good pal Brian here in the kitchen and we're gonna make some seriously good cookies, right?
Oh, this is Irish meets American baking dreams.
This is it. So tell me what recipe we're gonna make.
Okay, so we are gonna make a whiskey and rye chocolate chunk cookie.
Okay, very
And
nice.
the flavors, the ease, this is one of those recipes that when you serve it to someone, they're gonna say, holy moly, this is so good. And you're gonna say, you won't believe how easy it was.
This is the sort of recipe that you need to learn how to make because I feel like when it's easy like that, it's something that you will do again and again.
Absolutely, and it gives you freedom to stir and mix in things that you like. So
this is it.
And the recipe is simply a guide.
And I was just saying that like my kitchen isn't the most well equipped here in LA, so we're doing it like by hand. We can prove to you that this is very easy to do. I can guarantee you'll be able to make this. This recipe actually comes from the new book, the Cookie Collection.
The new book releasing September the 1st, filled with our best, most requested reader favorite cookie recipes, and we included 20 never seen before recipes inspired by flavors from my childhood, things I'm obsessed with, like a 5-spice peanut butter cookie.
See,
there's just all kinds of
peanut butter cookie. I haven't seen that one
We're
yet.
gonna change the recipe today.
But I'm gonna go behind the camera. We're gonna hand it over to Brian, so he's gonna take it away and make some cookies. So we have a whole host of ingredients that I think most people will recognize. But tell me about this recipe. How do we make it?
All right, so this is super simple, and we're gonna do 2 bowls. We're gonna start with our butter, and then we're gonna get to our dry ingredients, and it comes together so quickly. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take softened butter. See the skills here, unwrapping butter.
But I think the beautiful thing about like the cookbooks and the magazines is the fact that you do showcase an entire recipe. You see the level of detail that goes in.
I love to break it down into 2 methods and keep it simple, and everybody can do this at home. With the butter, I'm gonna put the granulated sugar and the brown sugar. I think with chocolate chip cookies, you've got to have the combination of the 2 sugars. You want the flavor that comes from the brown sugar, but you want the caramelization that comes from the granulated sugar, and together they create the perfect chocolate chip cookie. And here's magic right here. I'm gonna start on a low speed just to make sure I get the ingredients coming together. We don't want a sugar shower in the kitchen.
A sugar shower?
Sugar shower.
I love it.
All right, so I'm just gonna cream these together until they're fluffy.
Now with a cookbook that is filled with cookie recipes, how do you keep coming up? Because there's a really great chapter called FOMO, and I love that. Tell me about the FOMO chapter.
All right, so FOMO Cookies started with Erin Clarkson. She has the blog, The Cloudy Kitchen. She and I have a constant text chain running about recipes we wanna make, things that are trending on Instagram or Facebook or just in the baking world. And we started designating certain cookies FOMO, that if you don't bake them, there's a huge fear of missing out. So it kind of took off, and we had to have a chapter in the book for FOMO cookies.
I love it. There's such a gorgeous selection of really interesting and intriguing kind of recipes. This is, I suppose this is probably more of a kind of a standard style recipe in the way that it's like really kind of baseline flavors, and if you can kind of learn how to make this, you can really develop it from there.
Yeah, and this is one of the recipes that, you know, as we get into adding the rye flour or we're adding the whiskey, if you decide you don't like those flavors, sub it out for something you do like. That's the beauty of baking, is trying something new, and you'll discover your own recipes that are FOMO. All right, I'm just gonna scrape down the sides of the bowl, and then we're gonna start adding some flavor. This is when we don't need the measuring spoons for this, okay? We're just gonna
Let me come in close for this.
The whiskey is going in. That's probably a tablespoon and a half.
I asked you, did you want to measure this? You're like, no.
And then we're gonna take the vanilla as well, and we're probably talking about 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon. You know, it's your desire here.
Yeah.
We're just gonna bring these together. See, and this is all simple. Every baker can do this. All right, so now I'm gonna mix our flours together, our dry ingredients. So we're gonna take all-purpose flour, and then we're adding the rye flour.
And the rye flour, like, it's not only gonna give you kind of an interesting texture, but it's also gonna give you that flavor as well.
The flavor, you're gonna get that sour that comes from rye, and it's really perfectly balanced by milk chocolate in this recipe. You could use dark chocolate, you could use anything you'd like, but the sweetness that comes from the milk chocolate with the flavor of the rye, it's an awesome combination. All right, so now I'm taking our baking soda, half a teaspoon of this, a teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
Every baked good, every sweet needs salt. It's going to enhance the flavors.
I always feel like it's the missing ingredient. If you don't have salt in there, it just lacks something, right?
I even add salt to the chocolate chip cookies after they come out of the oven. Just a sprinkle of salt on the top is perfect.
So you've got your wet, you've got your dry. It's time to combine.
Here we go.
Nice.
Can you do this? Yes, you can do this.
See, I love this. You're inspiring everyone out there.
And if you're using a hand mixer, I always just take it in the off setting and try to stir it together just a little bit so that we don't have the flour mixture pop all over the counter. And then on a very low speed, start to bring this together. All right, so when we're bringing our flour together with the butter mixture, we do not want to overwork. So I like to gently begin the mixture, and then I just bring the spatula, and we want to mix this until it's just combined. That's what we mean by the flour disappears into the mixture, and that's it. You want to stop. Because we still have one more addition with our chocolate. We're not wanting to overdevelop the gluten. We're not wanting crackers or something with a really tough texture. We want soft, delicious cookies. And then I stop right here.
Beautiful.
You may still see some flour around the side of the bowl, and that's perfectly okay. We're gonna add the chocolate, and it's gonna mix it in completely. So you can stop right here. Again, nice little trick.
Tell me about the chocolate. So milk chocolate versus dark chocolate.
And you know, I think milk chocolate has had a bad reputation in the cookie world. I think the last 10 years, it's been dark chocolate, dark chocolate, dark chocolate, and we forgot how delicious milk chocolate is. And the balance with the whiskey, the rye flour, and now milk chocolate, it has a perfect place in this cookie. But if you want dark chocolate here, use dark chocolate.
I feel like I need to get in there and try a little. I just want to smell the whiskey in here. Because I feel like that's what it's all about. Oh my God, how much did you add in here, Brian?
Look, I told you, it was a very generous helping in the bowl. And that's it. I like big chunks of chocolate, so stop here. Keep going if you want it in finer bits, but this is perfect for me.
Lovely. I feel like I could eat both of these sections by themselves and not even bake them at this point.
We could just scoop some dough and then the chocolate.
Let's just finish it here. We'll be done.
And at this point, if you were using a stand mixer, you could continue to beat with the paddle attachment. Using a hand mixer, I stop and I start to use my spatula.
Okay.
And I just want to bring it together, turning the dough, not overworking it, but folding that chocolate perfectly in. And so you can still see the dry chunks of flour, that's okay.
So literally at this point, the dough is looking pretty good.
And is ready to be scooped.
Nice, okay, so you're gonna rest this dough, right?
You are, so once we scoop the cookies onto the tray, and you'll see that I'm gonna place them really close together, they are gonna go into the refrigerator for at least 2 hours or overnight. The flavor only gets better as they sit in the refrigerator. All right, so this is where it goes in my hands, and I like to bring the cookie dough into a more uniform shape. I've got a big chunk of chocolate here, so that's perfect if it's a little bit wonky sticking out. All right, cookies are scooped. It's time to chill, at least 2 hours.
And it does need that time, right?
It does. This is where we're gonna get the flavor. We're re-chilling the butter. It's not gonna spread once it goes on the baking pan. This is a required step.
Do it, do it.
All right, so the chilled dough, I've spaced it and put it on the baking tray lined with parchment. These will go into a 375-degree oven and they'll bake for about 10 minutes and it's time to eat.
Nice, yum. And just like that, we have a tray of beautiful cookies, come on.
Obviously they've cooled, I'm holding up.
He actually has bionic arms, so he has the ability to
375 degrees.
Yeah, no problem. He took them straight from the oven, just like this. Do we get to try some now?
Do we?
Oh,
yeah, we do.
Okay, so I feel like we just gotta get in there and
choose the one that looks the best.
That looks good.
Are you ready?
Okay, cheers.
All right, cheers. Cookie
cheers.
Look how cakey.
That is where it's at. That is where it's at. Really fudgy.
So good.
And gorgeously chocolatey as well. Like I feel like this is
the milk chocolate.
Yeah.
Earned its place.
I have to say I haven't really cooked that much like baked goods with rye flour.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is bringing me into the world of
you
rye.
in the right way.
In the right way. I love it. Guys, if you like this recipe, and how could you not? I mean, there's whiskey, there's rye, there's cookies, there's Brian. It's all going on right now. Guys, I'm gonna leave you with these beautiful whiskey and rye cookies. They're fantastic. Thank you so much for coming and showing me how to make this. We also have a special treat for one of you lucky viewers. If you want to win a copy of the cookie collection, we will ask you to leave a comment letting us know your favorite baked goods, and we will choose a winner at random. We'll send a copy of the cookie collection.
Absolutely.
Everyone wins. Fantastic. Okay, guys, we'll leave it there. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.